The show that's been fucking taking over the whole internet by storm. The show that's been doing the rounds on TikTok.
I love it.
The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I love
Now,
it.
apparently, it's like the biggest thing of the year, the biggest thing of the summer. Their summer, not ours. But have you watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about it. What? Tell me everything.
Okay. So they're just this really religious group of people. I want to say religious loosely because, like, granted, like some obviously like religion and how religious people are is a spectrum, but like at its core, they don't drink. So all around Utah, instead of like bars, they have soda bars.
Yeah.
So they have like dirty sodas where they mix coconut cream and mix into like soda, and I was like, but apparently it's really good.
And Mormons are a type of Christians or no?
Yeah, they're a type of Christian, and yeah, they just have a lot of like small little rules around just how they live.
Yeah.
No tattoos, all of that.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting with the show because it's like, on one hand, they're so conservative and they're known to be so conservative.
Yeah.
But this group of ladies started dancing on TikTok, and then they got into this scandal, and it's a swinging scandal, nonetheless.
Like as in
Like
partners are swapping.
Yeah, like sex parties, like orgies,
bro.
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And like Taylor Frank Paul.
She's become like the face of the show pretty much.
Yeah, her and Whitney. I think Whitney wanted to be the face of the show, but she ended up being the villain.
Fair.
Like I found her so annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, Taylor is the face of the show, but basically like she went on this podcast called Nick Vile, and like throughout the show they don't really like disclose much. I think also to protect like the other wives, Mormon wives. They don't even disclose the identity of the other wives, but Taylor went on a Nick Vile podcast, and she like disclosed the fact that at one point it's like 3 couples all doing it together. Crazy. And it all started like with like them being like, wouldn't it be hot if you girls kissed?
Yeah.
And then they kissed, and then like it just, with every party it got more.
Bro.
And I was like, that's crazy.
Damn.
It's so cool. I mean, like I just think it's so different, you know?
Yeah. I think like there's a saying or something that goes along the lines of like there's like 3 big taboos in life that you shouldn't discuss in general, and it's politics, money, and religion. Religion is really interesting as a concept, and the fact that they like created a whole show out of this like cheeky secret life of these wives.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I don't know if this is a good comparison, but it's almost like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, just like religious edition.
I feel like it's just so interesting, and because like I'm so curious. Obviously, I'm guessing the Mormon community does not like it.
Absolutely not. It's been getting really big flack on Twitter. I did a tiny bit of research. I researched the name of the show on Twitter, and like obviously like, I mean, people are like more on board with it now because the general public has consumed it. But back when the trailer came out, all the comments on the trailer are like people being like, "This is such a shame. We're embarrassed. Like you shouldn't do this." A lot of people are alleging that the wives on the show aren't actually Mormon, and they're like actual actors, but they like took up the role of being this Mormon wife just to get their name out. I don't know. It's really interesting, and I think as humans we naturally tend to like gravitate towards watching what we shouldn't watch, kind of thing. Like we're not meant to know how. We're not meant to know that these Mormon wives have secret lives.
Yeah.
And the fact that they do is now like, oh shit, let us in. Let us in.
Yeah.
And like low key, because I'm like, I didn't watch the show. I watched the trailer, and I'm getting FOMO now that like, oh, I don't know what they're up to.
Bro, it's like, it's so good. Like, I think even you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, because it's just so much like tea, and like it's just like so silly. Like, I swear they all have the same hair. Like it's like. But to be fair, they all go to their one like hairdresser, which is like Jessie, who's also on the show. But yeah, I think the benefit out of it though, and I think what people don't realize is that like for a while there, correct me if I'm wrong, but people saw being religious as being uncool.
Yeah. It
right?
still is.
Right?
For the most part, yeah.
And I think it like starts a conversation around religion,
Yeah.
and at least being like, okay, like this is what this is, and like a lot of people have a preconception about what Mormon, what being Mormon is, and at least to me, I was just like, oh, okay, there can be a spectrum.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this crazy thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I think for one, it's that. I also think like we like by nature we're really into the idea of rebellion. So like the idea that like when you watch a TV show or something and like one person is like the rebel, you're like you almost build a connection with that, or like you resonate with that because it's what a lot of people want to do. A lot of people want to rebel against the system, and then the second they see some people do that, they're like they can't not watch it. It's so entertaining seeing people do stuff that they're not supposed to do. But the whole idea that like it's broadcasted to like millions or tens of millions of people around the world is, I don't know. So like is the premise is that because surely they would be happy with sharing their lives, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think they tried. Here's the take. Okay, so they tried to get the original people who were involved in the scandal. The other two wives didn't want to be a part of it, so they only got Taylor. So they had to like start pulling different influences together. And the fact is, and they mentioned it in a podcast. One of them was that like 9 months before the show was filmed, they didn't. Most of them didn't know each other.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And like they booked all of them and they centered the show around Taylor Frank Paul.
Yeah.
Taylor Frank Paul knew Whitney, obviously.
Yeah.
But like most of them are connections of Whitney or like just friends of friends that are within like the people that they are surrounding the show on. But yeah. And then for 9 months leading up to filming, they just hung out every day.
Yeah.
And that's why you see that they're so close now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Interesting, eh?
Ooh, yeah.
So manufactured.
Yeah.
Because none of them were involved.
No.
But they couldn't outrightly, well, they did outrightly say on camera. But like, because I think all of them just wanted more eyes on their platforms. Because they're all influencers, right?
That's where it gets interesting. The whole idea of like, there's almost like, objectively, this is not the most moral thing to do. Like as an influencer, to get like your start by being this secret person in this religion that's like not following anything, and yeah, it just paints your whole community and religion in a bad light. But the interesting thing that everybody does whenever they go on a reality show is that their socials boost the fuck up. With, like everything, and there's this really interesting thing that happens is that when the episode comes out, they also get to like be part of the conversation. They like live react to what's going on the show, and like even on their like podcast appearances and stuff. Because a lot of the times they pull the line where like, oh, it was out of context. They painted me out to be like this when I'm not, and them going on their socials, them going on like podcasts and stuff, gives them a platform to like say what actually happened, and that's really interesting to people because like. That's also the same for like Love Island and stuff, I feel. The second that an episode comes out and like there's a big scandal, everybody's going to that person's social saying, oh, what did they say now? Like, what's the latest update?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I know. Everyone loves a scandal. Like, it's the reason why. My hot take is that every celebrity romance is actually fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who?
I reckon Sabrina and Barry.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Why?
Like, I think they're just like, either they're super comfortable with being public, or they're like really dialing it up for the public.
Yeah.
Because like, I want to say like, if most celebrities take the, I want to keep this out of the limelight because I want to like protect it approach.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people say Shawn Mendes and Camilla were fake.
Yeah.
But I reckon they were right. They were actually like together. Yeah. But like outside of the stuff that like you see of like Barry being at Sabrina's concert and stuff.
Yeah.
When have you seen them together? At parties where they're paparazzis?
Yeah.
That's my hot take. Anyway.
I think the last thing I'll say about the secret lives of Mormon wives is that with its success, it's a little concerning because now they're like incentivized to do this and run it back on every religion ever. And I don't know how that will fly with a lot of religions. I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you could get away with a religion or two, but I don't think you get away with 3 or 4.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'd find Dubai Bling very interesting for that reason because it's also centered around like your
Love
culture.
Is Blind as well. Like oh, let's do a Brazil one. Let's do an Arabic one. Let's do blah blah blah.
They want to resonate. It's like McDonald's. They want to resonate to different countries.